So one of the things I'm infinitely proud of in HardOps is the ability to display notifications. Like if I run sharpen, it'll show a nice little operator display, just letting me know what has happened. If I run C sharpen, it'll let me know how many modifiers I applied and everything like that. If we go under operations and we use something like clean mesh, in addition to the mesh fading out, it'll also show me parameters about clean mesh. If I wanted the operator draw to stay longer, under the hops button and the opt-ins, we can actually choose to have the wire fade take place over like 5 seconds. We have the operator text stay up for like 7 seconds, which is something a little better for me. But another thing is that we have something called boxcutter notifications, which is a system of displaying notifications for boxcutter that would normally be done via UI system, but that UI system hasn't been constructed yet. So I know this isn't a HardOps tutorial, but HardOps is built to be very assistive to the tools that are connected in its own ecosystem. And with boxcutter being basically its brother or sister, it is basically one of the ones that we have expanded on the most. So a lot of our tools in HardOps extend over to specifically being able to care for boxcutter, from the specification of them being marked as bowl shapes to the nice little operator draw that you see being displayed on screen, extending out to display information about boxcutter. Normally during the usage of boxcutter, I wouldn't have information showing related to HardOps, and so it showed that there was an interesting opportunity for us to have operator draw showing information pertaining to boxcutter. And because of recent updates, you can now make it show information, for example like extrude here, we now have it showing in meters, but you can make it show in centimeters, kilometers, miles, inches, whatever unit of measure you prefer to use. However, I just want it to be known that you can go in and enable boxcutter notifications via HardOps in case you're wanting information to be displayed on screen using the stylings of HardOps. So continuing on, another thing is the HardOps logo. So if you have HardOps enabled, pressing Control Alt Shift and L will actually bring up a modal that will let you place a logo on the screen. So I'm a big fan of the HardOps logo and just showing my general hop spirit. So we'll just place the logo in the corner of the screen. And I will also take this opportunity to press Control K, and we'll bring up the HardOps prefs, and we'll just use this opportunity to save our preferences for next time. But now notice that the moment I begin drawing with boxcutter, the logo turns into the boxcutter logo to let it be known that I am currently in a boxcutter drawing state. So there's a lot that's going on the hop side to try to make it be as assistive to boxcutter as possible, while we still work out all the kinks and get boxcutter to its best form. Another one I want to talk about is material cut. Material cut can be set up in the Control D, where if you expand the HardOps dropdown, there's an option for cutting material. Since there's no materials in the scene, we're not able to do anything just yet. But if you have HardOps and boxcutter enabled, you also have access to material cut. So I will just duplicate this cube, and we'll just duplicate it a couple of times. And then we'll press B and select that, and Shift D duplicate that, Shift R to duplicate our operation that we just did, and then use box select again to select everything. We'll use Alt M and just control click blank material to give all of these a unique material, and that is just for the purpose of us to draw a box, bring it down under extrude, and press X. We can press H to turn off the ability to see it as a solid. And just by pressing M, we can actually cycle through all of these blank materials that we just created. So in the event that you want to cut materials into your object, it's just as easy as you just pressing M via any of the cut operations during boxcutter, and you can just cycle through your material. But in addition to that, you can also use the Control D mini helper to specify your cutter material via the drop down. Also, the behavior drop down also has a drop down allowing you to expand on the HardOps panel and choose your cutting material. So there's a plethora of features that are connected between HardOps and boxcutter, intended to expand upon the experience in its own little way, while not adding extra baggage to boxcutter at this time. We do plan to add a dedicated UI system to boxcutter in the future. So the system that we have for HardOps is just something to assist in the meantime.